Hey friends, it's Lucas here, and I hope you're having an absolutely outstanding day. You know, earlier I had an interesting thought. Actually more of a game-changing aha moment, but I wanted to share it with you anyway, because I think that I've actually cracked the code to the secret of happiness, success, and really good solid mental health. And it's super simple. You know, it's something that I'd heard dozens, maybe even hundreds of times in my life, something that I was quite well aware of cerebrally, but I'd never actually seen it in practice in my own life, and I've never really taken the time to feel it and really understand what it meant. You know, you've probably heard some version of the phrase, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, or it's not what you know, it's who you know, or your net worth is your net work. All this stuff, and essentially they mean the same thing. It means that the quality of your life is determined by the people you surround yourself with, and it's just this thing. But I, for most of my life, and even to some extent now, although I'm getting better, have been the lone wolf type. You know, I've been the guy that thought I didn't need anybody. I thought, actually there were times when I thought it was weakness to need somebody, because if I couldn't do it myself, it probably wasn't worth doing, or nobody could do it as well as I could. There's all these reasons that I thought I had to do everything myself. I had to look after everything. I had to have all the answers and all this stuff. And it left me feeling insanely empty. Like, just bad, because there was this time in my life where I would have all these crazy big ideas, and I mean, I have crazy big ideas anyway, even now, but there was a time when I would share those ideas with my friends, and I would only ever be met with resistance, and all the reasons that they wouldn't work, and all the reasons that I should be more realistic and dream smaller, and all this stuff. And luckily I didn't really take it all that seriously, and I did still pursue my dreams, and I did still ultimately end up living a pretty awesome life, but it left me feeling so empty and so unsupported and unwanted and just miserable. You know, it was a huge part of my depression, the fact that the people I surrounded myself didn't really believe in me that much, and the fact that I was just surrounded by people that were on a lower frequency than I was, and it wasn't good. But a little while back I had an interesting experience, because I've worked very hard over the last 3 or so years to dramatically improve the quality of the people I surround myself with. Like, I mean, I'm talking leveling up my network on a level that you can't even imagine. And it's been working, because a couple of weeks ago I had an idea, just a crazy thought, nothing too serious, but something that maybe most people wouldn't really want to get involved with. But I mentioned it to a couple people nonetheless, a couple friends. And then I got an email the next day from another friend who had gotten word of my crazy idea, and she said, hey, I heard about this thing you're doing, and do you need somebody to help you? There was one specific thing that I wasn't sure about how to do, and she just reached out and said, do you need someone to help you? And I said, yeah, that would be great if you could, or if you know somebody who could help me. And then a day later I got an email from her daughter, and the task was done. And it was taken care of, and it was moving forward towards this idea I had, this crazy idea I had that, you know, 10 years ago would have just been shot down like that. Like, people would have thought I was nuts. And here I was with people just suddenly helping me make it happen. You know, and then the same thing happened earlier this week. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who's on the other side of the world, which is so cool, because now with the power of Zoom and video conferencing and all this stuff, like we can be in touch from that far away. It's amazing. But I shared with him an idea that I had, and right away he's like, oh, I want to get involved with that. I want to participate. Can I be part of it? I was like, well, yeah, I would love that. It would be awesome. And then I mentioned it to somebody else who said, hey, we need somebody to help us with this event we want to put on. And she was like, yeah, I'd love to. This is amazing. Let me get involved. How can I help? And then I got an email from another person, the same person who helped me out last time, and she's like, hey, I heard about this event, and I helped you last time, and I've already taken care of all this stuff, and like, let's just make it happen, let's do it. And then I contacted a few other people, because I wanted more people involved, and I was really nervous to ask people to participate, because so many times in my past the answer would have just been a flat out no. It would have just, I would have been crushed, my dreams would have died right there. But this time it wasn't. You know, this time people rallied up for my idea and they surrounded me and they helped me make it happen. And now, without having done really all that much other than have the idea and talk to some people about it, my dream is becoming reality. Slowly, but it's going to happen. It's really, really amazing. And as I reflect back on that, I think, I think of all the times back in the day when I was having mental health struggles and I was going through stuff and I wanted to talk to somebody about it, and I would, and they would just withdraw and not be willing to have the conversation, or they would just tell me, oh yeah, you'll feel better, or oh yeah, get over it, or whatever the answer was. And it would always leave me feeling super empty and super abandoned. But a few months ago, 2 months ago now, I was having a particularly bad mental health day. One of the worst I've had in a long time, many years. And at the end of that day, I felt awful. I didn't feel like myself. I didn't know what I wanted out of life. I didn't know what direction I wanted to go, none of that stuff. And so I reached out to my friends, because that's what you're supposed to do, right? That's what they tell you when you're having struggles, talk to people. But I had tried so many times to talk to people and they just didn't get it, so I had kind of stopped for a long time. I mean, other than talking to the camera and talking to like therapists and things like that, but even that's not really that helpful most of the time, for me anyway. But I reached out to my friends. I reached out to the same group of people, and within about 10 minutes I had phone calls and text messages from like a dozen people, all rallying around me to support me and saying, you're doing great and you're going through some huge changes in your life, and you're doing this new stuff that's different for the way you think, and that's probably why it's been so hard on you, and cut yourself some slack and it's fine, like don't worry about it, you're gonna get through this. And all this support just came pouring out. Now there's a train enhancing the audio behind me. I hope you can still hear me. But it was so fascinating to me, because for so long I felt so alone in the world. And I felt so sad and so miserable and so empty a lot of the time. And I won't lie to you, there are many, many times when I still feel that way. But it's different now, because I know that the feeling's gonna go away, and I know that I have people around me that are gonna help me take care of that. And it's really started to sink in the last couple of days of what it actually means to surround yourself with cool people and good people and people who want the best for you and people who make things happen in the world and people who are ahead of where you are in life, who can show you how to get to where you want to go. Friends, I think I cracked the secret to success and happiness, and it's super, super simple. Surround yourself with cool people. It's that easy, and remember that most people are pretty cool. So it's okay to like try to meet cool people and put yourself out there and make new friends and walk away from old friends. I've had to do that quite a lot in the last couple years. Leave behind people from my past, leave behind old anchors and some of that old energy, and it's not been easy. But man, let me tell you, it has been worth it. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, because sometimes you might feel like you're totally alone, and if you feel like you're totally alone, take that as a cue to look around in your life at the people you surround yourself with and see, is it that you don't have anybody, or is it the people you do have are just not the people that you need? And if you find that they're not the people you need, start looking for some other cool people, because there's 8 billion people on the planet. Guaranteed you can find 5 or 6 cool ones to surround yourself with. Anyway, I hope this has been of some kind of value. I hope you can hear me over this train in the background. And I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded a YouTube video. I'm sorry about that. I've been going through some transition and growth and some really, really powerful stuff in my life that I want to share with you one day, but it's taken my attention away from making videos for a while. But it's 2021 now, and my intention is to produce regular content, lots and lots of it, because I have so much cool things to say, so many cool things to share, and I so appreciate that you're here joining me for this journey. All right, I'll speak to you again very soon.